Cool.
Amazon's troubled drone delivery project is finally taking off. The company is trying to shake off some recent setbacks and launch a delivery pilot later this year. I would like to have my packages delivered via drone.
It would be kind of cool and horrifying at the same time.
You know what? It's one of those things that would be cool for a bit, and then it would just be
a nuisance in your life.
Yeah. And it'd just be like, that's normal.
Oh,
That's...
you get used to it?
I gotta admit though, there's so many things getting delivered now. It's kind of wild. All the operations, people coming and going, dropping things, the variety of vehicles. It's not like it's just a FedEx vehicle or UPS.
Right.
It's
Honda Civics.
It's crazy. Like it's the whole interworkings of it. The world is at a moment right now, whether it's all these type of new services to meet the criteria of this rapidly evolving modern way of living. And it's like the structures of those things can't be generated as quickly as consumer demand.
So it kind of feels like the Wild West in a way.
Like, I'm sure we've all had these experiences in restaurants where you're like, are they making my order, or is it DoorDash first, or like which lineup for who? Because you only have so much staff. And I mean, if anybody even goes into a restaurant anymore, but it's like one of those things where the place is not really set up for it. But all of a sudden, this enormous demand, COVID obviously helped out. Yeah, and then you have other businesses that were totally relying on peak COVID that are now out of business.
Right.
Because they never had a plan for post-COVID.
Yeah.
They were like, it was almost like a COVID business model for a restaurant. The whole ghost type setup.
Yeah, yeah.
Very interesting. But anyway, the drone seems inevitable as well. It would feel more structured, but I don't know. Or these things, like you said, it's a lot of questions as well. Amazon is taking steps to get its long-delayed drone delivery project off the ground. The company announced that it would launch its inaugural drone delivery service in the town of Lockford, California later this year, after it receives the green light from the Federal Aviation Administration. If the regulatory approval goes through, it'll be a major milestone for Amazon. They've been promising some version of aerial package delivery for a decade. Has it been a decade?
Wow.
Good Lord. Amazon says that later this year, Lockford residents will be the first to receive prime delivery packages delivered to their backyards via drone. Thousands of items will be eligible for drone delivery though Amazon doesn't specify what type of items can be ordered. Well, can't be drop-in.
Obviously, it can't be heavy.
Dozen eggs.
Well, heavy or fragile. Yeah.
I'll have a dozen. No, that's kind of cool. Just dropped in your backyard. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
The drones got to have some precision to it. There's obstacles back there.
Right.
Dogs.
Dogs actually a huge one, because I let Cove go out in the backyard and just leave him in the backyard for a bit. If I had an unknown delivery that day.
Right. They would have to make you quite aware of when to expect your drone.
Okay. Set like, I don't know.
A
window time.
Yeah.
And you just have to be available.
That job would be fun for a bit. Just flying the delivery drones. I don't know. I think do you think it's more or less stressful than doing driving deliveries?
Way easier.
Or not.
I don't know about easier.
Like physically, you just
physically you're just in one place flying the drone, but
what if
you crash it?
It is more stressful.
If you crash it, and I'm sure it'll be hard to well, you're Mr. Drone lately, so you tell us, because you've been flying which one?
Mavic Mini.
Mavic 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and the things have gotten quite a bit better. They're very difficult to screw up.
The auto tracking on that thing is insane.
So maybe these things, maybe they'll basically fly themselves.
Okay,
what I'm trying
but hold
to say.
on. I did actually fly the drone over the weekend. And it was hella weird taking that thing off in my backyard. Like, my neighbors were all like looking and stuff. Like, they're like, what are you doing?
You probably should have gone to like an
I ended up doing that, but I was just like, my brothers were there. They were like, oh, it's so cool. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just launch it here real quick. And they thought it was cool and whatnot. But I'm saying, How are are you not going to feel weirded out if just a drone's flying around your backyard dropping off packages?
Yeah, and everybody's backyard's all at the same time. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things
Yeah,
where
will we get used to it?
yeah,
at some
it's one,
point?
for sure it is. It's one of those things we'll be like, wow.
Well, right now people are not used to it. Like people were looking.
I know, but how many people have to slip and fall delivering a package to somebody before it's worthwhile? Just I don't know. It's we're in a weird moment right now, like I said, and I like it because of the flexibility. Like from a work perspective, this has filled the gaps for a lot of people, like doing deliveries or doing food or Uber or whatever. But I don't know, and I don't think it's going to take as many people to fly the drones around.
No,
like I said, I think they're kind of fly themselves.
I think they'll autopilot to a certain extent.
But there's still going to be bigger items and.
But 30-minute drone deliveries, that's so convenient.
Well, listen, there's already, I just ordered something that's like on its way. Not 30 minutes, but it'll be here tonight. I mean, they can do it with humans. They can do it with drones. If it's in the warehouse, I think the key is how many depots you would have to have of these drones, airports, drone ports.
Drone ports. Hives.
But then maybe
Nice.
maybe they all just nest on top of the Amazon warehouses. Man, I see some Amazon and warehouses being built.
That makes sense.
You drive around, you're like, what is that building that's larger than a town? And it's like, oh, that's their new
Fulfillment center.
distribution. And you're like,
That's everything the town needs. Yeah. Yeah, everything.
they're building a new Walmart one. I'm trying to remember where I saw this. I was just like, the scope of it. I don't know where I was, so never mind.
That's what you got to hit in the zombie apocalypse. The Amazon warehouse. First stop.
Nice.
They
Although
got everything you need.
Yeah, but
it
you
would
won't,
take a
you
while
won't
to
be the
figure
only
out.
one with that idea, though.
Yeah.
It's true. It's what I'm saying. It's the new number one
You
destination.
better be bringing some weapons with you there. Kirk's like, I don't have any.
Kirk's like hoping to find them there.
He's gonna bring his canoe paddle.
He brings his shaper.
All of these days on the shaper paying off. I just ripped my tarp off.
There
and
could
flexed
be
my abs.
worse if you think about it. Like everyday item weapons. Obviously, everybody always brings up a baseball bat. Like it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
Baseball bat. Yeah.
Baseball bat's perfect. Like you could just keep one around, keep one in your bedroom. I mean, obviously, it ain't no firearm, but but a paddle. That's some reach on that. And that thing is solid.
Let me tell you, I've thought about it. Late at night when you're in the back country and you hear a little rustle and you think it's a bear,
okay, yeah.
you grab the paddle, but it's most of the time it's a chipmunk. So I mean,
Right.
you're just a big
Yeah.
Beat that chipmunk.
Yeah.
Oh
so-
yeah, that's the Shaun of the Dead, right, Will? Shaun of the Dead, he used a cricket paddle.
Well, cricket paddle might be more well suited than
Oh,
an
yeah.
actual
Paddle.
Paddle,
Paddle,
I'd say
paddle.
like a canoe paddle. I'd say you
Canoe
got two
paddle.
good swings in it, and that's
What about
toast.
the kayak with the two-sided?
broken? broken.
Why
The
broken?
dual-sided.
It's carbon fiber. They're so light.
You don't think that there's a kayak one that's wood? They're like an OG one?
There is. It's don't get me into this. I don't want to talk about this. I get so deep.
Too bad.
It's called a
You're-
Greenland paddle. The old Nordic.
Yes, that's my
kayakers.
weapon. I want that.
It's just a stick, though.
That's what I need.
It's just a stick.
Good. Look at that thing. I'm like Donatello.
Yeah, you are. A little purple.
You could slice it up with that thing. I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, let me ask you this. So you're out in the country there.
Yeah.
Type of places you find yourself running around.
Yeah.
You have the paddle with you. Let's say, for example, you also had like a hunting knife.
Okay. I do. Yeah. knife.
Which, if you could only grip one, you hear a terrifying sound. You're in the tent. You can only go out with one or the other. You either have range or you have.
I would take the paddle. I'd take the paddle. It's gonna sound weird, but if a bear bluff charges you, the paddle you could do something. You got a knife against a bear, you're toast.
Are you?
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're probably. I mean, you might be dead either way.
You're dead either way. But if the bear's bluff charging you, you can use the paddle to like sort
Make
of
yourself
scare.
look bigger.
No, just to scare the bluff off. Because a bear will bluff charge you like most of the time.
Well,
and then
can-
if you act like a
Well, can we get a bluff count?
It's gonna kill you.
Can we get a bluff count on that?
That's a bluff.
There's a lot of bluffs.
Bluff charge. You know, there was one on, you like this show, Meat Eater.
Yeah.
He was out there with Ranella got charged by this brown bear. It's a clip from the show. I don't know if that's the one, but he's just like, he's right up against this bear. This bear is bluff charging him, and it's so close, like 2 meters away, and he's just like standing his ground against it.
I think I saw that moment. Yeah.
You gotta be made of steel to do that.
By the way, I wasn't disagreeing with you. I tend to reach for the longer item too. I just feel like any opportunity to keep something further away, although like the bear cares about your wooden paddle, probably not.
That's how they do it in bear territory. A big long stick with a sharp end. So it makes sense. It's
reach.
Yeah.
We go for reach.
So tie the knife to the end of the paddle.
There you go.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Weapon.
Are you poking? Do you feel pokey? Or are you more swing like?
I would say poke.
Here's my thing, okay? Here's a question. Because I'm always with the baseball lately.
Okay.
If I take, like, let's say the bat that I have over there, that drop 3.
The green bat?
Yeah,
that's a nice bat. That's a nice bat.
Aluminum barrel on it. Full swing to the skull of a bear that just so happens to connect perfectly.
No, you're dead. Of a brown bear?
Nothing? Does nothing?
You're toast.
The skull is too thick.
You're toast.
I don't even catch a crack.
I don't even think
I mean, I know I'm not going to do it in the moment. I know there's no way I'm executing.
Right.
But let's just say the bear...
Perfect.
This is obviously a very grotesque image, but imagine the bear is subdued in some way and just a full...
What do you think, knockout? I think if you got it in the nose, in the sensitive part, like in the nose, you could stun it and maybe scramble away or get a...
I'm not saying I can execute. I know who they are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I can execute any of this. I'm just putting it out there.
My gut
like
is to
I'm
say
just saying.
no.
I'm just saying if
no
I'm starting to think paddle versus baseball bat, I might go baseball bat. We got mass.
I'm just thinking about two bears like fighting each other. They're hitting each other in the head, and they got baseball bats for arms with claws and knives on them, pretty much. So.
Good point.
You know, they're chilling.
Yeah, where this conversation
Bat bear. You know what I mean? Like the bears are sparring. The bears are sparring.
Oh yeah, you don't want nothing to do with them. I agree. We're chatting. You know, that's how it goes on this show. It's a chat. You know.
Yeah, baseball bat in general, though, you only get one swing with it, and then you're in range, and it's over. Like
baseball bat with a knife on the end of it. Now you have swing and stab.
Or nails through the baseball bat.
That's the classic.
I've seen that before.
The classic.
Nails on the baseball bat. Is that like the zombie killer choice? Never run out of ammo?
Or there's barbed wire.
Yeah.
Bat with the barbed wire, which is gnarly. But nail is way better for zombies.
It's cool.
Okay.
On the next episode.
I mean, when you see the old school like war weapons, and it would be like a rifle and also have a blade on the end,
the
bayonet.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is so gruesome, dude. That is so gruesome,
man. When the ammo runs out,
you're spilling some nuggets with that thing. I'll tell you.
Damn.